It's my first time voting.
Oh, you're a first-time voter. Who would you like to win?
Trump.
This bothers
Me, I am Puerto Rican, so that was like, I was like, wow, like I don't really like that, you know. I don't know, really. I really don't know, honestly. It's
So
hard.
as a Puerto Rican, you're okay with that, though?
No, definitely not. I just think, you know, like people, like everyone has opinions. Like, you know, if they don't like Puerto Ricans, it hurts, of course. But at the end of the day, I'm okay with who I am, and at the end of the day, I want to be able to have a better life in the future.
What's going on, guys? So we're on the eve of the greatest presidential victory in the history of the United States because Teflon Don is doing amazingly in the polls. He's literally up in all the right places that he's supposed to be in every single swing state: Pennsylvania, Michigan, North Carolina, Georgia, Nevada, Arizona, Wisconsin. This man is doing phenomenally so far. Stay vigilant. If you haven't voted, then why the hell are you watching me unless you're in line watching me? You should be out at the polls because this video should be releasing before the polls close in a lot of places. But again, a lot of folks, regardless of what some stupid comedian said, are not buying this whole narrative. But before we get deeper into that, I want to show you guys Kamala Harris being a fool dummy. There's so many things that she's done wrong, and we're going to cover a bunch of them in this video. But this is one of them. Her biggest thing, and the Democrats screwed up royally here. This is really the Democrats' fault. This is like the Nancy Pelosi's, the Chuck Schumer's, the Barack Obama, Hakeem Jeffries. It shows you their incompetence. You saw how they handled the country, saw how they handled this campaign. They handled everything based off of Trump derangement, being woke as hell, and being fraudulent. None of these things to their benefit. Kamala Harris is seen here pretending to have a phone call with somebody when you could clearly see her camera app open. It's so stupid. Take a look.
I'm not. How you doing? Have you voted already? Give me a second. You did. Thank you.
Wait a minute.
That coupled with another clip where she's pretending to knock on someone's door and talk to them to try to earn their vote doing door knocking. Stupid stunts where she's trying to like resonate with people, like pretend as though she's a people person and that she's talking to people and hitting boots on the ground. Everything about this lady's so fraudulent.
Hey, Max. Well, I want a door knock.
Oh, you want to do a door knock?
Yeah, come on. Okay. Okay, here, I'm gonna.
I had your hat on the Penn State game in front of 111,000 people on day Saturday.
Thank you guys so much. Okay, come on. Thank you all. Okay.
Guys, to the right for this thing.
It is?
First vote.
Yes.
Tomorrow morning.
I'm so tired of this lady, man. Like, everything staged, phony, fraudulent. I could see it if you were going to do something that was going to be interesting or funny, like Trump with the garbage truck or the McDonald's thing. That was funny as hell, and I strongly believe that a lot of people are coming out and voting for him because of his engagement, his ability to do something so totally based, and the fact that people are shooting at him and all kinds of stuff really demonstrates what a strong leader is. You feel like you can trust this person to not back down in the face of adversity. When you see this foolishness from Kamala, you feel like this person's a fraud. This person's fake as hell. I don't want a fake, fraudulent person to be leading the country. What happens when real stuff goes down? Like, we're talking about life and death of a nation, potentially the world, and you got a fraud running for office and the Democrats propping this person up. The Democrats should be ashamed of them. So I'm so serious right now. But I want to do a quick reaction to these folks. Like, the video is titled from Fox News that Puerto Ricans are not fazed by the Trump comedian's comments, but there's more than Puerto Ricans here. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Way they are voting. Brock, by the way, is 16 years old, so he's not yet a voter, but he's telling me already some of the
North
issues that are
Carolina,
most
baby,
important
let's
to you.
go.
My major concern is for allowing boys in women's bathrooms. It really concerns me. We have regulations of men's and women's bathrooms for a reason, and that's for safety and protection of privacy for both boys and women's, and it's a really concern, and we need to take care of this.
You know, and Pete was mentioning, or one of his diners was mentioning that the male cohort this is so important to so many of those young men. But it's not just young men. Katie, 21 years old, a voter, and you mentioned the same thing as Brock.
Yes, and as a woman who is passionate about women's sports specifically, I just don't believe in men competing in the same division as women. And, you know, as a Christian as well, I want a president that supports those beliefs as well.
So there you have it. That's some of the younger demographic here in the diner. But then we got everybody. By the way, who's voted already? If you early voted, raise your hand. Pretty much everybody. A few voted this morning, and a few who are traditionalists plan to vote this afternoon because right, Omar? It's what you do every year. So let me talk to Joanne real quick. So Joanne was saying she's a senior, fixed income. And did you not want me to say that you're a senior?
No, that's fine. I'm not going to lie. Like other people, like Kamala.
And you were saying that Ukraine's a big issue for you.
Yes. I hope when Trump gets in, he says and looks at where all our money is being spent. He should have a list. And if it's not a good one, then why give them the money? And I heard that a lot of that money went to some of the Ukraine people that moved out of the country, and they're paid their pensions. And so what about our pensions?
There you go. That's what you were saying. What about Americans? That's the theme of a campaign and a presidency. It's about America.
I'm here with two Puerto Rican Americans. They're Boricuas. Boricuas. Here we are with Lola. Lola, tell me about there was a joke. A lot of people were concerned about the Latino vote, particularly the Puerto Rican vote here in Pennsylvania. After that, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, first of all, it was a joke by a paid comedian, and the Puerto Rican people are much more resilient than people give us credit. We're not easily offended, and I don't think it's going to make a difference at all.
Gloria,
Me neither.
by the way, Gloria is Lola's mom. Do you think this might change the vote for Latinos here in Pennsylvania?
Not at all. It's not going to change it.
You're voting for Donald Trump. Tell me why.
Yes, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump because he's the right person to be in the White House.
Facts.
All right.
Stop playing with Puerto Rico.
Because I have a family that I want you to meet. This family, this beautiful family here. Your name is?
My name is Paulo Tavares.
So Paulo is originally from Brazil. He became a legal immigrant here. He told me that he bought a house under the Trump administration when Trump was in office. Could you have bought a house under this administration?
Never, never.
Why?
Because all they do is lie and look at the economy, the inflation, groceries, everything's too expensive.
Right.
My wife, she actually works 2 jobs just to have extra money. So, I mean, we're waiting for Trump. I'm voting Trump.
All right.
They're voting Trump.
Are you voting? Who are you voting for?
Trump.
Who are you voting for?
Trump.
Trump. Well,
Yeah.
they need to get a little older, but that's who they would vote for. They're following.
The next generation, baby. Let's freaking go. Even the freaking kids could tell that Kamala Harris ain't no damn good. So I want to close this video out by showing a clip from Crying Negro Network. Rather, I'm going to react to it because Van Jones tonight, get ready for Van Jones tears. Because y'all already know he going to cry, and it ain't about to be tears of happiness. He about to be upset at the result, and he's already anticipating. Maybe he's a little stronger now since people made fun of him really bad last time, but he's already preparing and speaking negatively of the campaign, like saying, oh, maybe it wasn't enough, maybe it needed more time, and there's some mistakes made. He's going off in these tangents, talking in freaking circles. So let's go ahead and react to what this man had to say. Scott Jennings, my boy, is here, which actually makes it worth it. Let's get into it.
Worried. Philadelphia is where we've got to run up a big margin. But Philly overall has been trending down, not in terms of going toward the Republicans, just people not getting out to vote. And so you got people out there like Pastor Carl Day, who's got a bunch of young men with him, knocking on doors, trying to get people to come out. It's a bigger, tougher fight in Philly to get that vote count up than it has been in the past. That has me worried. The other thing that has me worried is that the Jewish vote in the suburban areas, Biden won the Jewish vote by 70%, 70-30 last time. Some polls show Kamala at 50-50.
Well, yeah, y'all didn't have war in Gaza in the Biden administration, the Biden-Harris administration, basically symbolically abandoning them, like publicly abandoning Israel. What they've done is they've supported them like behind the scenes, but up front where everybody could see, they're kind of almost pretending like they're not supporting them. They're like, well, Israel has a right to defend itself, but they're going too far. There's no genocide, and we're gonna not send them weapons sometimes. I mean, there was, some people say like once, it actually was more than once that they did not give them weaponry that they need, but there was one 2,000-pound bomb apparently that they didn't give them. That's just one instance of many where they were trying to act politically. Meanwhile, you literally have people dying by the tens of thousands, and these dummies fail to do anything about it either way. They're just playing dumb politics with it, pissing off one of our biggest allies, Israel, which is a stupid thing to do.
That is 70,000 votes we bled away. That is the margin for victory. So you got groups like Zioness, Amanda Berman out there fighting to get the Jewish vote back on board. This is a tough
Trump campaign doing ads
and
to
the
try
Trump
to
campaign pushing the other direction.
Well, what makes matters worse is it's really they've lost a lot of the Jewish vote because of how they've been treating Israel and Jewish people here in America, and they've lost a lot of those whole free Palestine and pro-Hamas weirdo people as well. They basically lost both of them.
So this is it is door to door, bruised knuckles, tired legs, a lot of coffee, and I'm nervous and worried, and I'm not going to be anyway until this thing gets called.
Okay, is there anything that is making you happy?
You should be nervous, Van. Oh, I can't wait for them tears. Can't wait.
Pennsylvania?
No, there's nothing making me happy about Pennsylvania. You got David Urban out there causing us trouble in the rural parts of the state. Get David Urban on this show and keep him here all day, and then I'll feel better.
Just don't let him leave.
I don't want him out there.
Same question to you. What is making you, is anything making you happy about Pennsylvania? Is everything making you nervous?
I just have to say, if only there's something that Kamala Harris could have done early in this campaign to help with the Jewish voters of Pennsylvania. Could it have been that the governor of Pennsylvania is a Jewish American who would have been, and a very popular one?
Just because if she'd been Josh Shapiro doesn't mean every Jew is going to be voting for her.
I mean, it might have meant a whole bunch of Pennsylvanians voting for her.
Guys, this is the stupid. If Josh Shapiro was VP pick, then in my opinion, Pennsylvania might be hopeless. It might be a lost cause because people are not going to trust non-Jewish people. The way that this administration handled Israel, they're not going to trust non-Jewish people with Israel and Jews. But they will trust a actual Jewish person, a member of the IDF, the Israel Defense Force. They will trust that person with it. So to not pick Shapiro may have been the stupidest decision that Kamala Harris made, but the dumbest decision that the Democrats made was picking Kamala Harris to begin with.
This could go down as the biggest.
Moving on.
I'm just saying. Anyway, I understand why you're nervous. Look, I think whoever wins Pennsylvania, I mean, obviously, 90+% chance are going to be the next president. And so these campaigns have pulled out all the stops there. The fact that Harris is going there a ton means I think they're nervous about it. And I look at some of this this early voting stuff, and it's like a witch's cauldron. You can lean over and smell the vapors, and you can kind of sort of see what you want to see in it. And Republicans have some reason to believe that maybe the Democrats aren't doing quite as well with their turnout operation. But the reality is nobody knows nothing. And so for old political operatives like Van and me, that does make you nervous because of the closeness of the polling and just the uncertainty around all the data. And I'll be as interested as anybody on election night. So I don't know whether I'm nervous or not, because at this point, I'm not sure there's, what else can you do? What else is there to say about it? Pennsylvania is the state.
But I'll tell you, the other thing that makes me nervous is in 2016, we had a big star-studded event right on the edge of the election, and we lost the state. I don't know if I don't think people understand. Working people sometimes have to choose. Am I going to go to the big, cool concert this week and pay for babysitting for that? Or am I going to try to figure out a way to get to the polls?
Guys, they had so many celebrity endorsements for Kamala Harris, and yet she's been going down in the polls, majority of them. she's been going down ever since the DNC convention. The only reason she even was high up in the polls is because there was a supercharge, right? A reinvigoration, a jump start, so to speak, from a dead battery, which was Joe Biden. They jump started the car, but unfortunately, Kamala Harris got a weak alternator because this battery is not charging, okay? The juice is running out, okay? The car's starting to stall. The car is stalling, okay? And it's not going to be enough to get you down the home stretch, okay? And Ben Jones, he knows it. A lot of people know it. Like a lot of these fake news people, they are panicking. And it's one thing to see them panic, but it's another thing to see them cry. And that's really what I'm anticipating. All of this fake outrage about this Puerto Rican comedian thing is not working. All the Donald Trump said this, that, and the third is not working. None of this stuff is working. Like, they've tried everything, guys. They have called him a fascist, a dictator, said he was Hitler. He was like every dictator that's ever existed. They said that he's a racist, misogynist, that he is a sexist, a xenophobe, transphobe. They said so many freaking things. Homophobe. It's like anything you could think of that's evil and malicious, they've said it. Like, he's racist. That's the biggest one that I feel like I hear the most. Racist. And yet, there's all of these coalitions supporting him. There's the Jewish community, the Arab community, some of the black community. Hello. Like, are you looking at the video right now? Okay, I'm very much a black person. Hispanic community, of course, white, right? Like, and there's different subgroups within. It's not just one giant white community. There's all kinds of different people, right? So all of these different groups are supporting him. Tulsi Gabbard is an indigenous American. She's not a white lady. She's a native indigenous American. Vivek Ramaswamy is Indian. Byron Donald's black. So there's all kinds of people. So the narratives just don't work. All of the he's racist, he's this, he's that. It doesn't work, guys. People have seen how he governs. Saying he's going to be a dictator and all of this stuff doesn't work. They know that he was president before and the prices are still too damn high, and Kamala Harris did not do a good job explaining why she would be better. If she had the strategy, I'm gonna distance myself from Joe Biden, I think he did good, but he didn't do enough. That's what she should have said. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
It's the first time that I've ever seen liberal tears live just because somebody saw Trump flags. It was insane, but it was beautiful to see.